Well, hello, everybody. Linda Wilson here at Learn to Transcribe Academy. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Miss Morgan Tabor from Canada, I believe. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's me.
Oh,
That's me.
good. Well, Morgan just graduated from our legal transcription training program. And I wanted to turn it over to you now, Morgan, and let you tell everybody a little about yourself and maybe some work history or whatever you'd like to say. Just go right ahead. They'd love to meet you.
Sure. Thanks, Linda. So I found Linda's course through the internet. I have a medical transcription background that I started doing during the pandemic because I just wanted something else on top of my day job, just because you just never know. And I also I'm looking forward because I wanted to see something that I could do maybe when I'm getting closer to retiring, that I can do from anywhere when I'm traveling, if I'm as that extra little income to supplement myself after I retire from my day job. My day job, I'm a project manager and I work on some pretty large projects. And so time management is something that I'm really good at, and figuring out my schedules and making sure my workspaces are good and organized, and working directly with clients and stuff like that. And so I really wanted to just have that extra little bit of income come in, because I also renovated my house. And so I want to be able to pay that off. So medical transcription, it's okay, but I really love legal stuff. I find it very interesting. I listen to all the podcasts. I do all that kind of stuff. So I'm really into it. And I enjoy the transcribing part of it. So I'm like, well, why not look up legal transcription? And I Googled, learn about legal transcription. What do I need to do? Because I'm in Canada, I didn't know if it was different between Canada and the States and all of that. And I came across Linda's program with the apprenticeship, and the apprenticeship really, that for me sort of took out the butterflies in my stomach of what will happen about work. How do I find work? What am I going to do? How do I do this after I have a certificate? And that is something that really interested me, because knowing that I would have that mentorship, knowing that I would be working with people who would then know, she's new or she's still learning this or whatever, that was very beneficial in knowing I would have some mentors. So I signed up. Like, I talked to Linda a couple of times about it, just wanting to know. And then I signed up and got started. And that was what was great, was I was able to sign up and get started right away.
Well, you went through the program really fast, and you worried me a little bit. I thought, my gosh, this lady is just flying through here. I was worried that you were going a little too fast and not absorbing it. But then when you started turning in your exercises and I could see your work, then I started thinking, maybe this lady's done this before. I mean, she's really good. I was very impressed, and I could tell that you had a lot of experience somewhere doing something similar. It showed in your work, and I'm glad to hear that you like the legal. It is interesting, very interesting to me. I love it, and
It's super interesting. And
yeah,
part of that
it
is,
is.
before I was a project manager, I worked as an executive assistant, and in my volunteer work, I take minutes and things like that. So when you're having to do that, you're automatically already listening and typing out, right? So I've been working since I was 18, 19, and that was 28 years ago, or 25 years ago. So it's been quite some time. So I'm very familiar with the programs and all of that, and how to,
Mm-hmm.
type and listen and everything. So yeah, and it was very familiar, but I actually also learned things out of your course, that like little shortcuts and stuff that I didn't know. And I found that so beneficial. So when I was doing the coursework, and then you teach these great items about how to increase your time and shortcuts and do that, then it was like, oh, it started clicking, and it was really great.
Well, what I think what you're describing is you are real good with technology, and you have a good background to get into different types of technology, and it comes easy for you. Just catch right on to it. Some people have a little more trouble with that than others, but you've worked around technology for so long that you see something new, and I think it challenges you to, I want to know how to do that. Now wait, show me. Let me look at that again. Wait, back up. Oh, that's how you do that. I That's my feeling about you, that you've got that curiosity spark to want to always be reaching and learning and learning. And that is excellent. And that's exactly what you have to do with this. Is an industry that's very much technology based, and I think you've seen that in my course. A lot of technology in there. And so, what did you like the best about my training program? Just if there's something that sticks out, or what you
Yeah.
didn't like, either way.
Well, me and commas, I have my issue with my commas, which is everybody's thing. But for me, I really like that when you've currently revamped the course,
Mm,
and you gave extra practice in there.
yes.
And that was really beneficial for me. Like I look back at my first couple of depositions and practices that I sent you, and all the notes on them. And the notes were great. You're so fantastic when it goes through. Like you're like, okay, you really screwed this one up. Go fix it. And let's look at it again. And I had sticky notes all over my monitor and making notes, but then I built a checklist of my weak points as I would go through. And those are the things that I really started working on, because I have my strengths and my weaknesses, as everybody does. And that for me was really beneficial, because I wouldn't have learned without feedback. I would have just thought that, oh, this is just
Right.
perfect. And then as I went through, being able to see how I improved each time I handed something in, or being able to talk with you about like one of the cases and say like, this was really interesting, but then I didn't know how to do this one thing. How do you do it? And having that feedback, I really enjoyed that feedback. For
Mhm.
me, I like feedback. I like knowing what I need to improve on, because I believe we need to always be learning. We always need to be improving. We're not stagnant. So
That's
for
right.
me, that was really beneficial for me, and I really enjoyed that.
Kind of like having a private tutor almost in the course. And that's the way I have it set up to do that very thing, because I know that self study courses sometimes you're just lost and there's nobody to ask, and it's just boring. And, you know, everybody says that. And I've taken stuff like that too. But well, that's good. I'm glad you like the style and the way that I've presented everything. And I did revamp it recently and added a lot more stuff, because I want to be sure that everybody has a good, well-rounded education, and when they get done, they have at least experienced and been exposed to many different pieces and parts of this, because you know it's big. And then when you go into an apprenticeship and have mentorship and everything, someone, bringing you a little further along, you'll learn even more, and you grow with it. And, down the road, maybe a year or two in, you'll, if you should go back and look at your original stuff, you'll be laughing at yourself going, and you'll see it then, like, oh, I see. But, it's okay. It's fine. Everybody has to start somewhere and get started and then build on it. And I'm really proud of you. I know that you're going to be extremely successful. And so we're going to go ahead and try to get you hooked on up with some work like ASAP, and let you get going. And I know you have a full-time job, and so you're just wanting some part-time, and I've already got the hookup for you. So I'll be talking about that with you offline when we get done. But is there
Awesome.
anything else you wanted to add before we close out?
I just really appreciate you and everything that you did with the training. And If anybody's watching this and they're on the fence, it's really great training. And I couldn't imagine going out and doing the work without having this training, because
Exactly.
it's so thorough and so good.
Well, and I don't think anybody would hire you without experience.
No.
And
Yeah, and
you
it's
can't get experience if you don't have somebody holding your hand and helping you and having the networking capability to say, okay, here you go. I know where I'm going to send you, and this and that. That is to me very important. You can finish your course and then go and build a splashy website and then try to work on it and go in chat rooms and apply and just spend a year trying to find a job. Some people do. I mean, it's really sad. I hate to see that, but a lot of these employers or companies or even individuals that hire transcriptionists, they don't want to train you. They want you to come already knowing what you're doing. And so that's where I come in. And I hope that you feel like you got your money's worth out of the course. I think you say
I
you
did.
did. Okay, well,
I
good.
did.
Well, great. Well, I'm just thrilled that you took it, and I'm so good to meet you. And we'll stay in touch, okay?
You betcha.
All right. Thanks again. Bye bye.
Thanks, Linda.
Okay, bye.